And we're back. Good old Codemasters, quality programming, kicked me out, caused chaos in the lobby, because I think Hobo got kicked out into his own lobby as well. Hobo's back in, although I don't know who else got killed by what would have been an AI car. So we are under safety car again. Thank you, Matty. Finally get in. So back under safety car. It's almost like I never left. So Oscar in the lead, Thornicus in second, TT in fourth. Let's have a look at the tyres, see who's on what. So Oscar and Thornicus on the medium, TT on the soft, Elder, Hobo, Speedy, Bottlejob, Frenzy on the medium, Scotty on the soft for a 10 lap blast. This is Carl on the hards, Jake on the mediums, Panda on the softs. So I'm fairly sure there's going to be a few incidents to deal with after this one. But one thing I never picked up on with Rapid going out earlier on is Elder the opportunity to extend that second place in the Drivers' Championship, as we are back underway. Oscar not catching Thornicus out. Thornicus going straight on the attack into turn one, up the inside, and gets it covered off through turn two. So Thornicus takes the lead on the restart. TT's soft 7 laps old. They're going to be feeling not pleasant. But he is pushing to try and get past Oscar as they head up towards turn 6. Elder trying to find a way through as well, trying to get back to the podium positions. Hobo and Speedy and Matty and Scotty as well. Scotty looking very quick on those soft tyres. Matty having a slightly better drive out of turn 12. Scotty dropping back a little as they run up the hill. Thornicus opening quite a gap back to Oscar. He's not broken the DRS yet, but no DRS available at the moment. Frenzy into the pits. And Scotty does get the move done on Matty. So Scotty up into 7th. Panda getting past Mrs. Carl. Benefits of those fresh softs over the 13 lap old hards on Mrs. Carl. And Oscar holding on, the gap staying around the 6th, 7th, 10th mark between this front pair as they run up the hill. We've got yellow in sector 2, that's Jake round up turn 8. So DRS enabled, top 6 all within the DRS range. Hobo just starts to drop out of DRS, so won't have the DRS to defend from Speedy down towards turn 4. But was far enough ahead, Speedy couldn't make a move. Matty just outside the DRS, but he is closing in to Speedy as Jake retires in the pits. So down to 11 cars now. Columbus and Oscar opening that gap back to third place. That's well over a second, so TT won't have the benefit of DRS to help him defend from Elder on the run up the hill. Those softs have got to be feeling horrible now. We've had a couple of laps under safety car. Still be 7 or 8 laps old. We've got the yellow flag, I think that was Trent's Cup. So every other race, the last 3 or 4 races, when people have retired in the pits, the cars stayed in the pits, but come to Brazil, no, we'll send it out, put it in the middle of the pack. Brilliant, that's brilliant, and then it decides to go off and park up. So that's Elder bin round and TT. So I was too busy looking at the retired car. Missed that. Elder's picked up some damage on the front right end plate. That's dropped Elder down into 9th. Gets the move done on TT coming out of turn 10. Picks back up into 8th place. As Oscar goes for the move down the inside of Thornicus into turn 1. Gets a good drive out as we've lost Scotty as well. Scotty's car is just literally parked on the outside of turn 4. I'm not sure what's happened to Scotty there. It didn't look like there was any damage on it. So then number 10. So everyone should be in the points this time around. Elder's been into the pits, I'm guessing, for a new wing. Back out on the softs. TT's also pitted for a fresh set of softs. But they've got a fair bit of work to do to try and catch up to the rest of the pack. If on board from this is contact, you see Elder running wide through turn 5. So Thornicus has got back in front of Oscar. There's Oscar with the DRS trying to find a way through into turn 4. Nothing happening there at the moment. There's Panda getting past Matty, so Panda up into 5th. Hobo currently running in 3rd. Penalties are going to come into play here though. Let's have a look what people are on penalty wise. So Thornicus, everyone who's got a penalty is on 3 seconds. So Thornicus will lose out as it stands due to the penalties. Hobo's going to lose out to Speedy unless he can break away and find 3 seconds. Cotton Jobs far enough ahead of Mrs. Cole at the moment. If you can stay with Panda and let Panda tow him along. Panda needs to find a couple of seconds to Hobo to try and take advantage of that penalty. Oscar still just a 10th off the back of Thornicus. As they are coming round to the end of sector 2. Oscar losing a couple of tenths of Thornicus through the middle sector. half a second back as we get to the DRS activation point. Going in all the way down the start finish straight, back within a couple of tenths, so we'll have the DRS again down towards turn 4. I think he's playing it safe. I think he's happy just to wait until the end and take the win with the penalties. Hobo not able to break away from Speedy. I think Speedy knows he's got this podium. All he's got to do is hold on to the back of Hobo. And not really gaining on Speedy, managing to hold Matty off for 6th place. Now pulling away from Mrs. Cole. Elders got past Frenzy. He needs to find a couple of seconds to avoid the penalty coming into play. Oscar's been round, so Oscar has dropped down into 4th place. It's pushed Hobo up into 2nd, 4 seconds off the back of Thornicus. So Hobo's not going to be able to jump Thornicus as it stands unless he can really find something in this final lap. He needs to find 4.5 seconds really to actually close in and pass Thornicus. But Speedy will be hoping that Hobo can close up and pull Speedy along. And a little bit too far away from Oscar as Oscar recovers from that spin. Matty's had a moment somewhere as well because he's dropped back behind Mrs. Cole. So on to the final lap. Thornicus with a big enough lead to hold on to the win at the moment. Hobo will be staying on the podium. Oscar is closing into Speedy. Hobo and Speedy need to work together if they both want to stay on the podium. Or if Hobo wants to stay on the podium, he needs to work with Speedy to avoid losing any time back to Oscar in 4th. Thornicus makes his way up towards the line and takes the win. So Thornicus takes the win. Hobo finishes 2nd on track just as Speedy goes for the move. I think Speedy picks up a penalty there because Speedy's stayed in 3rd. So Hobo takes 2nd, Speedy in 3rd, Oscar in 4th, Panda crosses in 5th. Matty took 6th on track, but the penalty dropped him down to 7th. Mrs. Cole takes 6th. Elder's going to cross the line in 7th. TT will jump Elder because of the penalty, and then I think Frenzy jumped Elder as well. Thornicus picking up the driver of the day from the game. It's not counted Hobo's penalty. He's teasing. It's showing the penalty. I daren't look at Race Director either. But yeah, it did yeah, it clearly didn't add that on. So I'm sure whoever's responsible for doing the results will make sure that Hobo's penalties added and he is dropped down to third. So Thornicus takes the win. Speedy gets second once penalties come into play, even though it didn't count Hobo's penalty. Hobo gets third, Oscar in fourth, Panda in fifth, Mrs. Carl in sixth, Matty in seventh, TT in eighth, Frenzy in ninth, and Elder in 10th. Did Scotty get classified? Elder with the legit fastest lap. 109.3. Hobo's fastest lap was whilst he wasn't in the lobbies, the way I did that. Yep. So yeah, the non-finishers were Scotty, Jake, Loki, Rapid and Lewis. So apart from the fact that lobby was an absolute mess after I got kicked out, it was not a bad race at all. But I'm going to take a break. Oh, yes, I've got to go and sort RPR out. They are at Imola tonight, so if you want to stick around, I'll be back on from 10:30 commentating GP2 at Imola. If not, I will see you all next week. Where are we next week? Where's my mouse gone? It is Hungary next week for TTFL, so I'll be back for that one. Thank you everyone for watching and everyone in the chat. Sorry it all went a bit wrong in the middle. You can blame Codemasters for that. But I will see you next week.